Colby Ag Tech is brought to you by Copperhead Ag Products. Visit copperheadag.com for more information.
Chad loves to talk about space launches and the possibilities coming down the road for farmers because of those. One of them is here and now, as he explains this weekend.
If you've followed our tech segment over the years, you know I'm a little bit of a space guy. In this past week, SpaceX launched their 25th flight of the year. It's a Falcon 9 rocket, as you can see right here. And the reason why this is so important to the ag industry in a lot of different ways is a lot of these missions that they're doing, some of them are for NASA, some are for the International Space Station, some for various amounts of different cargo. But SpaceX has been working hard over the last several years to launch their own satellite network for internet. This particular launch this past week did just that. Now, if you haven't seen this, it's pretty phenomenal, right? They bring this pencil-looking thing, the Falcon 9 rocket, and they landed on a remote drone ship out in the ocean, and I believe that's the 186th successful landing, which is unbelievable. But the reason why I wanted to put space travel on the tech segment this week is for two reasons. The first is this mission this past week added more satellites to Starlink. And what is Starlink? Starlink is a satellite internet service. The big thing is, and I've sped this up 4 times so you can see it, is it's low latency because Starlink is in low orbit compared to a normal geo satellite. Now, the good news I can report is, as you can see by this map right here, and you can go to starlink.com and see it yourself, they're getting widespread coverage in the U.S. Now, the one I ordered in early December of 21 actually shipped this week. So there's been a delay because there wasn't coverage for me in central Illinois. But I've got friends on the West Coast that have it, and they love it. It works very good. The price point is excellent. And as you can see right here, they've got it all figured out as far as where you put it, how you mount it. All those things are very, very seamless. The second thing I want to draw your attention to is something else that they've been working on. When I say they, I mean NASA and SpaceX, and this is the ship called Starship. And it looks a little far-fetched here in this video, but it's hard to really get an understanding of how big that is. That vessel is nearly 400 feet tall, and this past Thursday, they did the full first flight test, and you're going to see it here in 5 seconds as they count down the timer. This platform is unlike anything we've ever done in the U.S. 33 engines can haul 150 tons in that first part. That's the black part there is the Starship. It's going to be able to refuel in flight. It will land and take off from another planet so it can land on Mars or the moon. And this thing has been under development for several years, and this was a huge milestone this past week. You know, I remember when I was a young man in 1981 at my grandma's when the space shuttle came back, and I was so thrilled, and I can tell you, kind of rekindled a little bit of that excitement this past week when I watched this thing take off, because you're really, truly witnessing history. You know what? When you start talking about Starlink and the things that it can bring to your farm and ranch, there's a lot of this great technology that's around us every day.
That Starship launch this week turned out a little bit differently than expected. Starlink is out there and working over much of the country, Chad says. Yeah, he likes it a lot.